This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin Airport is the first in the country to get full-body scanners for domestic security. Despite flooding and other challenges, Dunedin's Dundas Street Bridge is set to reopen in October. And a former Cadbury worker sells empowering t-shirts for a mental health charity. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Simon Anderson. Passengers on domestic jet flights leaving Dunedin yesterday afternoon were the first domestic flight passengers in New Zealand to be scanned with new ProVision 2 body scanners. The newly installed machines are designed to bring Dunedin's airport security in line with overseas airports.
Dunedin Airport Chief Executive Richard Roberts is scanned in one of the new ProVision 2 scanners installed at the terminal. The airport is the first in the country to use body scanners for domestic passengers, using millimetre wave technology to detect concealed objects. The installation is the first stage of expanding the airport terminal, and Roberts says it will not only reduce queues, but also keep the airport up to date in techniques of screening passengers.
Today we're opening the first stage of the terminal expansion project, and the main part of it is this, what you can see behind us, the new security screening area. So this is here not only to make the experience a lot better and hopefully quicker as well for the passengers, but it's just kind of keeping up with international best practice on screening.
The new machine is designed to replace the traditional wanding of passengers who set off a metal detector.
And when you've gone through the magnetometer, as they call it, it beeps, then you've been wanded. There's going to be no wanding anymore, so you're going to go through. If you beep, you're then going to go into the body scanner. You stand still, the body scanner spins round, not you. And then the guys can then see an image, and it's not an image of you either, it's just a kind of a cardboard cutout type of image, but it will highlight anywhere where you're carrying anything that would have been picked up on that magnetometer.
Two new SmartLane X-ray machines for screening baggage are also part of the new system, and Roberts is hopeful the upgrade will reduce the amount of queuing that has built up over recent years.
And people would have seen at the airport over the last 2 years an increase in our number of flights to Auckland, an increase in passengers. We exceeded 1 million passengers for the first time last year, and man, we were under pressure. We were queuing outside, through the cafe areas, through tables and chairs. We had a lot of consultation to do to make this happen, but we got there in the end.
Aviation Security Service Group Operations Manager Karen Irwin says the new scanner will vastly improve queuing time at the airport.
Oh, I don't think you'll ever see the end of queues in airports. Unfortunately, that's a fact of life, but what you will see is a shorter time in the queue, and that's the important part to remember. It's not whether you have a queue, it's how quickly that queue moves, and with this kind of equipment, it's going to move pretty quickly.
The upgrade is part of a $100 million aviation security service project for all of the country's international airports. Dunedin's upgrade also includes doubling the size of the departure lounge to a cost of around $14 million and is set to be finished early next year. In Dunedin, The South Today.
The Mosgiel Memorial RSA is to put its bowling club property on the market in an about-face as it battles to get back in the black. In June, it was proposed the RSA sell its main building, including club rooms and restaurant. The proposal accommodated the downsized club in a nearby property used by the RSA Bowling Club. But on Sunday, present members voted to place the bowling club property on the market as well. Chairman Major Peter Amiers says there have been no firm decisions made regarding the sale, and results of the marketing will be brought back to membership for a decision on what to do with the assets. A number of other RSAs around the country do not operate from their own buildings. The Otago Regional Council says heavy rains over the weekend and other unforeseen challenges have not delayed construction work on the Dundas Street Bridge. The bridge, originally expected to be open this month, is still on track for its new October deadline.
Another brief hold-up to construction work on Dunedin's Dundas Street Bridge, originally expected to be opened this month. Project manager Oliver Snyder checks progress, which, despite having been held up by flooding from the weekend, is still set to meet the new October deadline.
As you can see with the event, we had 7.5 cumecs on Saturday night. We've flooded out today. So at present we can take 4 cumec through there without much issue. Standard flow is about half a cumec to a cumec, so most of the time we're good, but at the moment we've obviously been inundated.
Rather than raising the bridge to allow more water through, the engineers have chosen instead to add an additional culvert to the side, which means having to close the whole road to the public.
As you can see, you can't do that unless you physically excavate the roadway. So that's the issue here, where we can't have any pedestrian or vehicular access while we do the work.
It's been a challenge to add the extra culvert to the bridge without damaging the bridge or underground services such as water mains. He says the bridge upgrade is an essential part of the longer-term flood improvements to the Leith, and they will reduce the likelihood of floodwaters overflowing and flooding the city.
This is critical. Nothing else works properly until you do this bit. So it's a whole series of stages that all have to work together, and obviously you can't open the whole Leith up at one point. You've got to do it in a number of stages over a number of years. So yeah, this is essential. In
its long-term plan last year, the Otago Regional Council budgeted $4.5 million for the work over 3 years. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A convicted murderer and former neo-Nazi who went on the run in Canterbury while on parole has handed himself into authorities. Police had a warrant out for Aaron Howie's arrest after the 47-year-old breached parole over the weekend. In 1998, he was convicted of the murder of a young Māori man whose body was found in the Buller River. In September 2012, he was released on parole. Howie is a former member of white supremacist gang, the Fourth Reich, and police had warned the public not to approach him as he was considered dangerous. A former Cadbury factory worker is preparing for the official launch of T-shirts to raise money to help those suffering from mental health issues after being made redundant. Dubbed the Chocolate King and Chocolate Queen, the T-shirts were originally created by Megan Fairley for her night shift team, who were among the 350 Dunedin workers to lose their jobs last year.
Megan Fairley working on her chocolate-themed T-shirts to raise money for Mike King's mental health charity. It's a personal issue for Fairley, who thought up the idea of making empowering T-shirts for the colleagues at Dunedin's Cadbury factory when they were facing redundancy.
To be pushing the product out and to be looking after the staff at the same time was hard work. I came up with an idea of creating a T-shirt for the second floor night shift production team. The Queen and the King that's on the T-shirts, we wanted the staff to feel the most proud that they could possibly feel walking out of that factory and wearing a T-shirt like this, knowing that we're raising funds for such a fantastic cause.
She's also got former Cadbury workers to create their own messages to go on the swing tag and the T-shirts inside labels.
Not knowing what to think and what to do next, and you know, do I stay around for the redundancy pay or do I go find another job and just get out? But it was a very tough period, obviously, you know, going to work and, you know, everybody's, you're going through that pain and suffering, and that spreads on to your family.
Fairley started her high-end clothing outlet Notion 2 years ago, selling fashion on behalf of New Zealand and overseas designers. And she's pleased to use her shop to give back to those struggling with redundancy.
I always wanted to build into the whole company the charity side of giving back, to show that we're not just about clicking the ticket and making profit at Notion. We're also interested in our customers' beliefs, because we believe in our customers and they have all suffered from mental health over the years. I mean, every New Zealander knows someone and has some connection with someone who has suffered from mental illness.
Fairley says all profits from her Chocolate King and Chocolate Queen T-shirt range will go to Mike King's I Am Hope charity. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we find out the effects of a West Coast earthquake last night, and Alexandra Craftsman brings some Kiwi ingenuity to a kindergarten playground.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, we bring you the best value. We have bought a massive selection of moleskins, and we're passing on the savings to you. Buy one pair, save $25. Buy two, save $60, and we have a great deal on our knitwear. Look at it all, 25% off all our knitwear. And to go with the knitwear, what about a nice warm shirt? These are 25% off too. And while we're doing the 25% off, what about on the jackets? 25% off them as well.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So check us out for massive savings this winter.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Cal and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
No mai anō, welcome back. A strong magnitude 5.5 earthquake triggered 3 avalanches near Homer Tunnel last night. Road inspectors checked State Highway 59 between Milford Sound and Te Anau and found no major damage. GeoNet reported the strong quake struck at just after 10:30 last night and was centred about 20 kilometres northwest of Milford Sound. 20 minutes later, another 4 weaker earthquakes measuring between magnitude 2.9 and 3.7 affected the same area. Police are saying around a dozen vehicles have been broken into or tampered with in Dunedin's Hills suburbs in the past few days. Since Thursday, 12 cars in the suburbs of Kenmure, Mornington, Roslyn and Balnowes have been broken into or unlawfully interfered with. Saturday night alone saw 7 cars being raided by thieves. The standard practice for the thieves has been to smash the rear passenger quarter light to gain access to the vehicle before plundering the interior for valuables. Police are repeating their advice to not leave valuables in cars. Craftsmen from Alexandra have brought some Kiwi ingenuity to a local kindergarten playground in the form of a whare. The child-sized wooden meeting house was crafted by Alexandra Men's Shed members and formally opened last week.
Youngsters from an Alexandra kindergarten performing a recital in their new whare. The wooden structure, built from scratch by Alexandra Men's Shed members, was presented to the kids' first kindergarten at a blessing ceremony on Thursday. The ceremony was also attended by Dunstan High School pupils who performed songs for the occasion. The idea of having a child-friendly building in the playground came from one of the kindergarten teachers a year ago.
And she sent a few sketches which were fairly vague, but we got the general idea. And I gave it some thought. I spoke to my right-hand man here, Sam, and it just grew, and we had no real idea of how we're going to anchor it or tie it together.
The Men's Shed group in Alexandra has 12 members who pitched in to construct the whare.
Once we started building it, it sort of fell into place. And little by little we had a good team of guys, and together we just put it together and made sure that everything was square and level.
A major challenge was how to get the whare they were putting together in their workshop into the playground through a narrow gateway.
They were talking, well, we build it, how are we going to get it in here? And we said, we'll build it in sections. We'll build it prefab. So we built it in prefab, got everything ready. We set it up like this at our shed, and then we dismantled it and we brought it here and we put it on.
Smiler says it took a while to complete the project, but they're very pleased with the result.
We do 2 mornings, Tuesday and Thursday, and in that time, 2 hours at a time, it developed. And now we're quite happy. We're very proud of it.
The whare was made financially possible by a home committee fundraiser and funds from the Old Central Otago Kindergarten Association. In Alexandra, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, we check out what's being printed in tomorrow's ODT and we have a look at the weather.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. For a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We're having a massive menswear liquidation. Don't panic, it's not our liquidation, it's Munns Menswear. They suddenly closed 6 stores throughout the country. Munns have left their suppliers dangling and desperate to move large orders. We've come to the party. It's our biggest purchase yet. You can save up to 70%. Yes, save up to 70%. We've got strictly limited stocks at the best deals.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's a big one. South Dunedin store. Don't miss this.
risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Thanks for staying with us. Now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Dunedin Airport became the first in the country to get full body scanners for domestic security. Despite flooding and other challenges, Dunedin's Dundas Street Bridge is still set to reopen in October. And a former Cadbury worker is selling empowering t-shirts for a mental health charity. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We welcome Philip Somerville. Kia ora, Philip.
Yes. Hi, Simon. Here's a very interesting picture. These helicopters were stacked up over Dunedin yesterday. Right. A photo shoot for the launch of the helicopter rescue service in the South Island. Yeah. That bottom helicopter's a new one, come with all the fancy gear. It's worth a mere $15 million. Our rescue service keeps being upgraded. Stephen Jackery took this, and he was in Christchurch today for the launch, and there'll be another picture to go with that of them doing their thing up there.
Very good.
Now, fresh tomorrow, the 3 pages of that. 3 interesting chicken recipes on one of the pages, and the usual wine and beer columns, and so on. More on the colorectal situation with Dunedin Hospital and Invercargill, and the issues there. They're deep-seated and serious, as we know. We've had some big stories on that. The Chief Executive of the Southern District Health Board, Chris Fleming, has been reacting in depth to them, and Elspeth McLean is writing that up. Interesting. It's placing great emphasis, and this is often what happens, on personality issues and so on. So we hope for the sake of the South that these can be sorted.
Absolutely.
The submissions on the Queenstown Lake District wastewater plans, and the plans in emergency that were going to go into the lake, well, that caused an uproar, and there are more than 190 submissions, and lots of, pretty much everyone wanting to be heard on the matter. And talking about the regional council, tomorrow it's going to decide on whether it should declare a climate emergency, as some district councils have, and some regional councils as well. Some haven't. And the question about that is, if you declare it, what are you actually doing about it?
Right.
Change coming to the Dunedin curbside collection, rubbish collection. We might be able to get organic rubbish and wheelie bins as well, but that'll come at a price.
Oh, right.
The editorial tomorrow is about that interesting issue with the Queenstown accountant that went onto his own property when the police turned around and thought he might be drink driving, and he managed to get off. And it's looking at that issue. I'm always a great fan of the opinion page, so look for that tomorrow. Elspeth features, McLean features there as well.
That's very good. Thank you, Philip. And now time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view, taken of Dunedin train station on a brisk, rainy afternoon. Looking at the situation, the strong, cold southwesterly airflow will ease steadily tomorrow and Thursday as an anticyclone moves across the Tasman Sea. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect fresh southwesterlies with some cloud and a high of 8 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka are all in for moderate southwesterlies with mostly clear skies and highs ranging between 6 and 8 degrees. Te Anau is in for fresh southwesterlies with some cloud and a high of 8. Up to the northern towns, along the coast, Timaru and Oamaru, can expect decreasing southwesterlies, with skies clearing and a high of 9. Further inland, Omarama and Twizel can look forward to mostly fine weather, with moderate southwesterlies and a high of 8 degrees. In Dunedin, it'll be cloudy tonight with showers clearing, gusty southwesterlies easing, and an overnight low of 5. Tomorrow is mostly cloudy with a few sunny periods developing. It'll be cold and fresh to strong southwesterlies, a high of 8 and a low of 3. It will become fine and sunny on Thursday with moderate, cool southwesterly winds, a high of 11 and a low of 2 degrees. And in Invercargill, look out for showers tonight with strong, gusty southwesterlies and an overnight low of 5. Showers will start clearing tomorrow with a few sunny periods developing, and very cold, strong southwesterlies slowly easing, a high of 7 and a low of 4. It'll be fine with sunny periods and some cloud on Thursday, and fresh, cool westerly winds, a high of 9 and a low of 4 degrees. That's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.